Hey out there, bedheads. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Matt. Welcome to the Nightly from Hatch. This is the Sunday pub chat. Thank you very much for joining me, Kristen. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm so excited to be here for pub chat night. I love catching up with you. I love imagining the two of us actually sitting in a pub together over an old wooden table that's like 200 years old that everyone's carved their initials into.
And it's your round. Yeah. It'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
Yes. And the walls are kind of dark. Maybe we're eavesdropping on other tables. Some of them are having exciting nights. Some of them don't have anything to say to each other. Normal pub stuff.
I mean, in the meantime, though, this is the next best thing. Got all sorts tonight. Got a little bit of pub quiz.
Yes.
Which is one of my favourite things.
It's also one of my favorites, even though, as you know, Matt, I am not good at this, but I always love it. I love trying.
That doesn't matter at all. I am terrible at pub quizzes. It doesn't make me enjoy them any less.
Yes.
I'm going to a wedding at the weekend where there is, I think part of the evening entertainment is a pub quiz.
Ooh, fun. Not during the actual wedding ceremony itself, though, because that'd be weird, right?
That would be weird. Would make it more bearable from my point of view. I'm not a big wedding guy.
Are you actually in this wedding? Are you like an usher or a groomsman or anything like that? Or do you just get to sit back and relax?
No, well, my girlfriend's a bridesmaid because I can normally get out of these. They're at weekends. I'm a comedian. I work weekends. That's normally enough. And I said, as usual for this one, I said, I really don't want to go. And she said, but I'm a bridesmaid, so it kind of, and I went, all right, fair enough. I will. And then the more I thought about it, the more I thought, if you're a bridesmaid, that's surely even more reason for me not to come because you're going to be really busy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be on my own.
Yeah, you might not even see her that much and you'll just be by yourself standing around. Or do you have lots of other friends at this wedding?
No, I don't know anybody.
Oh.
And famously does not play well with others, Kristen. So I don't know what I'm going to do.
That's so not true. You're a joy.
With the right people. But I find at weddings, the last one that I went to, which wasn't one of my friends, it was, a girlfriend's friend.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm never going to go to one of them again because I got cornered. Again, I was on my own pretty much all of the evening. And then at the end, I got cornered by this girl who she'd had a little bit to drink.
That happens sometimes at weddings, yeah.
Yeah, which is, I'm all for that. I'd had a couple and she cornered me and started shouting at me about, you think you're so funny. And I was like,
what?
I mean, you're right, yeah, I do. But it's not really relevant. Why are you shouting at me? So anyway, I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine.
Question, are you somebody who will dance at the wedding?
Absolutely not.
Let's say there's like 6 Oasis songs in a row. Are you just going to sit there with your legs crossed, with your elbows on the table? Are you going to be up there? Are you going to boogie?
Neither of those, actually. Not legs crossed, not elbows on the table. I'm more of a lean against a bar and wait for somebody reasonably like-minded who also doesn't like to dance at weddings to come and stand next to me and talk about football or something. I can't do it. I can't. And do you know what, Kristen? You've really opened up a can of worms here. What really annoys me is, when you're sat at a wedding, people come over and go, what's wrong with you? Come on, get up. Why aren't you having a good time? Get up and dance. But to me, sitting staring into space, that is my good time. I don't need to dance.
You don't ever want to go to a wedding with me, Matt, because I'm a dance machine at weddings. I'm out of control.
But that's great, though. I would love that because that would take the heat off me.
And I'd be like, come on, Matt, shake that booty. Come on, Matt. You want to.
Okay, I take it back here. That sounds terrible.
Come on, Matt. I just talked to the DJ and requested a song I know you're going to love. Yeah, come on.
Is that you for a wedding? Is it like as soon as the dance floor's open, you're out there and you're there till the end? That's it.
Oh, yeah. And even at my own wedding, when I got married, a friend took me aside at one point and said, shouldn't you greet the guests or thank people for coming to your wedding, like individually? And I'm like, well, we already gave a speech and thanked everybody for coming. And she's like, but you're actually supposed to mingle with people. People flew in here from all over the world and you're supposed to have one-on-one conversations. And I'm like, nah, I just want to dance. It's my wedding. I'm going to dance.
I absolutely love that.
It's my day. I'm going to dance.
You're so right, though. You should be. You should just be enjoying yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah. I queued up all this like schlocky music. I'm going to dance to it. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, too right.
Yeah.
I'm retrospectively proud of you for doing that. I think that's
Thank you.
more people should learn to just say no to. I've had people come to like tour shows before, and my mum's texted me and been like, "Oh, so and so has come tonight. Will you just go out and say hello afterwards?" They didn't have to. I don't have a gun to their head. Same with weddings. Like, well, you decided to come. You didn't have to. I'm not gonna. You don't have to get on your knees and thank people for coming. Here's an interesting thing, Kristen, I found today, and I really wanted to talk about it because I've just found out the sort of etymology of a word, which I've known for years and didn't know what it meant or where it came from. Do you remember a cartoon called The Three Musketeers?
I remember the candy bar, which had these cartoon characters, but I don't remember the TV show.
I see. I didn't know the candy bar.
Wow.
I think it was originally a Japanese cartoon. It was in it's before my time. It was in the 80s, but they remade it for like an English-speaking audience. And it was basically the real story of the Three Musketeers is based around a real man, a real musketeer called D'Artagnan. And he was a real, I want to say French, D'Artagnan, French musketeer.
Ooh.
So that was the real guy.
Okay.
The Japanese cartoon version, the musketeers were dogs, and his name was Dogtanan.
I love this so much. Brilliant.
And I've heard Dogtanan be referenced so many times in my life. Dogtanan, where did that come from? And then I realised that was the name of the dog in the cartoon, and he was called Dogtanan because the real musketeer was called D'Artagnan.
I love this.
There you go. It's basically the reason I came onto it is because in a church in Holland, they think they've found the bones of the real D'Artagnan. I've got the article here. It says archaeologists believe that remains found under a church floor in the Netherlands could belong to the famous musketeer D'Artagnan.
Okay. I'm learning so much because this whole time I thought the whole Three Musketeers thing was fictional.
So did I. So did I.
I thought they were fictional unless in the form of a candy bar and then totally real. But
Yeah. That was exactly my thought.
wow. It may as well have been Charlie's Angels, like not real, just fun, right?
Yeah, it was the Charlie's Angels of the 1700s.
Yes.
Well, there you go. They exist. And apparently one of their jawbones is under an altar. So there we go.
I wonder if there are other churches now that are going to compete and raise their hands and say, but actually we have the jawbone. Last year when I was in Italy, I came across so many churches that claim to have the relics of certain people. And I'm like, the only way this can be true is if that person had 75 hands, because there are not that many finger bones in a human body. And how do this many churches have a finger bone relic of this one saint?
That is such a good point. Because I think that's a very Catholic thing, isn't it? They keep a part of what a saint under the altar. But you're right. For that to be true, like every saint would have had to have been pushed through a cheese grater and then just sort of divvied up over.
Oh, God, man.
There's just too many churches.
I'm just saying, I would not be surprised if some other churches now are like, actually, we also have part of Dogtanan in our church. Oh, so do we. So do we. Dogtanan right here. Yes.
Dogtanan would actually love an altar full of bones as well as
I love that.
as a musketeer dog.
Also, I'm starting to think now about all the other characters that could be dogs, like Dog Vader instead of Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's sort of waiting to happen, isn't it? That would be a great one.
Oh, I would love a remake of Star Wars where it's just dogs. That would be so cute.
With the rise of AI, Kristen, it's all on the table for you. I imagine it's one program download away. This is so enlightening, this show, isn't it?
They're a
It's just-
font of information. Yeah.
I actually think people come out knowing less than they did before. But we are going to remedy that now, Kristen, because we have come to the pub quiz segment.
Yay, pub quiz, pub quiz. My goal tonight is to get one correct answer, which is, I think, my record from prior pub quizzes is one right answer per night. So let's see if I can do it again.
And I think you are also the reigning champion with one right answer. Good luck to everybody playing at home.
Let's keep our standards low, folks.
It's because it's all about taking part, isn't it, Kristen? That's the
Yes.
main takeaway. Unless, of course, I get more than one right. So, question one, Kristen. Bear in mind, I don't have the answers to this yet either. Our producer is getting ready with the answers, so it's all even.
Okay.
What spring month is named after the Roman goddess of love?
Okay. So is the Roman goddess, is that Venus or Aphrodite? I can't remember which one's Greek and which one's Roman. And Aphrodite sounds kind of like April, maybe. They both start with an AP. So I'm gonna say April. How's about that?
Very logical. Very logical.
Maybe it might just be grasping at straws. Look, 2 letters in common. Let's see.
So, Chris, that is correct.
Wow.
You're absolutely correct. So you've reached the heady heights of your PB on question one.
I can't believe I've eclipsed my record already with the first question. This is amazing.
Really, really well done.
Wow. Thank you.
Full disclosure there, I've now realised it's not a spring month, so I would have been wrong anyway. July came to my head, but I think that's because it sounds like Julie. And I thought maybe the Roman goddess of love was Julie.
Oh, yeah. Famously, Julie. Also, I just have to point out this question doesn't work on the Southern Hemisphere.
Why not?
Where my husband is from, April is not the spring. In New Zealand, April is the fall. It's autumn.
Very good point.
Yeah.
Very good point.
For all of our listeners on the Northern Hemisphere, yes, April is a spring month.
Yeah, Southern Hemisphere, I can only apologise. I made that more difficult for you. Question number 2. Also a difficult one for the Southern Hemisphere. What bird is often considered a sign that spring has arrived in North America? I haven't got a clue what that could be.
That's a tough question because you're not from North America.
I can have a stab.
I can have a stab too, but let's hear what yours is.
I'm going to go with a starling.
You know what I like about starlings? They kind of look plain from far away, but when the light hits them, you see they're kind of glimmery in different colors up close.
They're really great birds, starlings.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Yeah.
I'm going to say the robin, and that's mostly because the part of the U.S. I grew up in, Minnesota, we had so many freaking robins everywhere. Do you know what a robin looks like, Matt?
Yeah, but wouldn't you more associate them with? I associate them with Christmas.
Oh, really? I think of cardinals. I think of cardinals as more of a Christmas bird because they're red.
Not a redbreast robin.
Oh, yeah.
Red.
In the U.S., they have big orange bellies. Orange bellies.
Oh, yeah. I suppose they are more.
Dark blackish
orange
bodies. And then they have these beautiful light blue eggs that they lay. And so for me growing up, a robin was the spring bird. So I'm going to say robin.
Interesting. I've always associated them with winter.
Okay.
The answer, according to the producer, is the robin.
What? I just got 2 right today. How did that happen? This is unbelievable. This has never happened before, folks.
It's one of the signs of the apocalypse, unfortunately.
Matt, if I get one more right, will you dance at this wedding this weekend?
Well, we've got time for one more question. So I'll tell you what, Kristen, that if you get one more right, I will dance at the wedding. Okay.
Okay, I must get this right now. I have to get it right because I want you to dance.
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions I could go for here. I've got to be tactical about this. That seems like a difficult one. What butterfly species migrates thousands of miles to North America each spring?
Okay. Again, I'm going to base this on my upbringing in Minnesota, we used to have lots of wild monarch butterflies, and we would even raise them because it would be so fun to find milkweed leaves with little eggs on the undersides of them. We'd bring the leaves home, the eggs would hatch, little caterpillars would come out, and then they would build cocoons. And then they would open up out of their cocoons and they would be beautiful monarchs, and we would release them into the wild. And it was a hobby for little school children to do when I was a kid, the monarch butterfly.
Very wholesome.
And so that's the butterfly I grew up knowing the best. And I do think that they're a migratory butterfly. And it might also just be I don't know any other butterfly species at all. So I'm just grasping at straws here. So I'm saying the monarch. But what about you, Matt?
I've got a horrible feeling you'd be absolutely right, because that sounded so educated as a guess. A really horrendous feeling that that's right.
I'm so excited to see you dance. You have to make a video. I want to see you dancing.
I know two kinds of butterflies, and they are red ones and moths. So I'm going to lock in moth. So you're saying monarch butterfly. I've gone with moth. The answer is, oh, God. Well, that's all we've got time for this week. What a wonderful episode.
Matt, electric slide. You could do the hustle, square dancing. There are a lot of options.
Listen, Kristen, we could all do lots of things.
The Macarena, you know.
We'll see. We'll see. I will do it. Can't go back on my word. You know, we made a bet and fair's fair, but
I would appreciate that, because this is the best score I'm ever going to get on Pub Quiz, and I feel like I deserve a reward for that. So
it is genuinely that is the best score I think we've had. Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And on that note, I've got to sleep up and get ready for my dance off at the weekend. It's been a pleasure, Kristen.
It has been such a fun night, Matt. Sweet dreams, happy dancing. I'll see you next time.
See you next time. Night, Kristen.